Well, you know what this means, everyone. I'm not really trail. Well, it's a bit of trail, more dirt road. But I'm going back to Glimbo Ranch like we were yesterday. But I'm going to do something different today. Of course, than I did yesterday. And you can't really tell yet, but it's going to be snowing overnight. Later this afternoon. Well, it's starting to snow now, but we're supposed to get up to 10 centimeters in the city, which where we are probably will get more than that, but it is winter. What I am going to do today is I'm parking at the highway basically, and it's approximately 3 kilometers down to Glenbow Ranch and down below where we went flat yesterday, but I can kind of hang a right and go down through a little bit of a trail, but all dirt road on the way down, which is kind of nice. That's 6, maybe even 7, maybe 8. I'm not sure exactly how long it is. It's been a couple of years since I've done this all the way down to the bottom and then back up. And I hope to do it 2 times. Elevation gain, it's at least 100 meters. It might be even 150 meters one way. Some of it's runnable. Some of it I'm going to just walk. And let's shoot for 2. That's the plan. Okay, I'm going to give you 2 tips today. The first one is if you're running when it's cold, wet, hot, whatever it happens to be, but you're not running from home, is to have not a full change of clothes, but at least if you can change your top. I took an extra t-shirt and a winter coat to change in for after my run, because there's nothing worse than getting back in the vehicle and you got sweaty back, body, everything like that, and just change into something that makes you a little bit more comfortable. That's the first step, and I'll give you a second in a little bit here.
Yes, Jason, I fired up the pants today. I'm not that silly.
We're heading down there. As you can see, some of it is runnable because it's flattens out a bit, even when you're going down towards the ranch. But then as you get closer to the ranch, it gets really steep, so it's definitely going to be quite a bit of hiking down below there. That's all part of it, though, because in any ultramarathon that I've ever done, there's always going to be some hiking. I am not Courtney DeWalter or Killian Jornet or Jim Wamsley, any of those pros. I am an amateur. I'll give you the second tip before I forget. It's to, and I know this is not for everybody, but depending on what you're doing, but if you're training for a 5K or a 10 or whatever it happens to be, I'm just going to specifically focus on running. But it's good to practice in all different types of conditions, because there's nothing worse than you're planning for your first 10K or something, and you're used to running in beautiful conditions or on the treadmill, and there's nothing wrong with that. I just don't like it myself. But then on your event or race day, it's raining and you haven't practiced running and raining. So you give yourself a good frame of reference if you can mimic as best possible the conditions you're going to have. It is not guaranteed, as we know, the weather, because you could have a race that is typically hot every single year. It's been run for 30 straight years, and then all of a sudden you get cold and rain. Case in point, this past year, the Moab 240 Ultramarathon, typically hot, although it hasn't been around that long. And then this year, a lot of rain and a lot of cold. And I would imagine it threw people completely off their game plan. So that's my second tip. Back to the show. Oh, look, a deer. I'm sorry, I had to throw that in. You do see deer around here, though. And I'd be surprised if I don't see any today. And as you can see, I can swing around here. A lot of this, it's runnable. It's not that steep a gradient, just this is about the longest continuous hill without interruption that is close to my home. Sure, I can go to the mountains, but I think in Calgary, this has got to be the longest stretch where you can just kind of keep going. Yeah, it might be it might be less than 3 kilometers to get down to the bottom. Oh, hey, there. I couldn't resist that one either. Hey, just about at the ranch here, entrance to the provincial park. I can either go down into the trail there, or I can just take another way down. So I'm at 2.5 kilometers. So we'll see, it might be 3.2 to 3.5 one way. So there's a patch of snow way down at the end there. That's just about at the bottom. I'll make my way down a little switchback trail there. Yeah, I'm currently at just under 3K, so it's going to be at least 3.5K. I probably can't zoom in enough, but there we see a deer. Might be a doe. It might be a deer. It might be a female deer. I'm not sure. Sorry, I'm full of bad dad humor today. Oh, I guess we're getting a closer look there, everyone. Got a whitetail. Actually, a young buck. See his little antlers there. Hey, buddy. Be safe out there. That's a pretty good guess. 3.46 kilometers. Okay, time to make my way up and up and up. Get something to drink here. And I'll check back with you in a bit. Okay, made it through the steep section there, the switchbacks. Keep my heart rate all below zone 3. Haven't gone over 140 yet, which is awesome. And I'll continue to do the same thing all the way up. Run when I can, as long as I keep the effort below 150. There is definitely no way you can see it. I won't be able to zoom in, but that's another deer. No, it's not the same one as back there. Unless they did kind of a Star Trek beamed up to another place. And it has a pretty darn big set of antlers. You can see it from here. All right, less than a kilometer to the top on the first go around here. I will probably be maybe 170 meters elevation gain, which is awesome. Hey, round 2. That was actually just under 200 meters of elevation gain. So I will more than likely have to do just a little bit extra at the end of the second one to make it an even 400 meters. For this run, I'll be able to cover 3 goals, or things to work towards, I guess. Number 1, time on feet. This will be the longest time on feet for running, that is. I've hiked obviously over the summer, but for running, longest time on feet since Calgary Marathon back in May. Number 2, elevation. Even though it's not that steep, but it is steep in parts. And then number 3, downhill running, which is good for that eccentric load. Really fire up the quads going downhill, especially some of the steeper ones. 3 boxes checked today. Feels good to get some solid effort going down the hill here. Got into the 140s for heart rate. Pace around the 5 minute per K average. But good loading on the legs. Oh, the legs will feel it tomorrow. That was a good solid effort down that hill. I gotta remember to come out here more often as I go through this build. Although this part here in the winter can be kind of icy. But it's good to be able to run downhill like this for an extended period of time. And there's hardly any tarmac, it's mostly gravel. And just like this pathway here. You just kind of let everything go. You still get that good stimulus on your legs. Get something to drink and drag my ass back up to the car. Well, I see 2 more. There's 3 deer over there. And I wonder if that one male is an uncle to the other deer. Uncle Buck. Sorry. No, I'm not sorry. Hey, just under a kilometer left. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. That was a very good solid effort today. We right around the 14 kilometers. Okay, I have 8 meters to make it to 400 elevation gain. That muscle put it in. Oh, my legs are cooked. Awesome day. Okay. That was just over 14 kilometers. Hour 41. 404 meters of elevation gain. Oh, that was a good effort, everyone. Day off tomorrow. Oh, I need to get some calories in me. I had probably about 70 grams of carbohydrates, maybe 75. Could have used quite a bit more though. But it's been a while since I've run this long, so just gotta get back into consuming carbohydrate calories. Anything over hour 20 or so, make sure I consume at least 70 per hour, if not 80 or more per hour. Thanks for following along, everyone. Appreciate your support. Well-deserved day off tomorrow for me. Hopefully your week went well. Let me know in the comments below and get outside.